Gear up, Scooter fam. Today I thought I'd try a new video style. See what you guys think. Um, I tried to send something similar in the past on the Hover One Journey Max. Of course, the Nami's a little Klima is a little bit taller, and I have some things there on the dash, so it kind of gets in the way of the camera. And then I have a bag attached to this to help me carry things around when I'm going to Walmart and back, so forth. I have a backpack, but can only do so much, and it kind of smashes stuff together. So I've got a bag with with some structure to it attached to the front there that I like a lot. One thing about like this guy kind of snuck up on me, and when I'm riding on these trails, some parts of the trails are better than others, so I'm kind of weaving back and forth, and didn't even realize he was coming up on my left. I could have weaved right over into him. So that's I don't know. I need to can think about that because I didn't hear him coming. I didn't know he was there till he was passing me. Like I said, I could have easily not realized and just went on over. So like I said, it's not really like right lane, left lane kind of thing, and we're both going the same direction anyway. So in any case, I just didn't realize he was coming up before he was. I have rear view mirrors, but I'm not like, I don't check them constantly, and he wasn't there just, a few seconds ago. So he came out of nowhere, so to speak. But in any case, I need to think maybe, I don't know, some kind of way to realize if someone's coming up behind me like that. I mostly check my rearview mirrors when I'm in traffic about to get over a lane. Then I'll kind of check to see if there's a car in that lane before I get over. That's it, really. I could keep that on the left side, but once again, I do need it from time to time to go back the other direction. So most of the time I'm using the left mirror, but I do use both of them. So and I do try to check behind me from time to time on the trail, see if anyone's coming up behind me, because I guess I ride really slow. A lot of people pass me up, even just like regular bikes with no electric motor just come passing me up while I'm sitting there. And I'm going 17-ish miles an hour on this path. On a sidewalk, I probably won't do more than like 12 to 15 on a regular small sidewalk. But on this path, pretty big, and I'm not too concerned about having to maneuver a little bit if I have to pretty quick. So I get up going 17 is 19, somewhere in there. But for the most part, I'm around 17 miles an hour on this particular bike trail. But let's get into a few things to talk about, other than just commentating this video. Let me know how you guys like the video style. I've got a dash cam up as a GoPro, and then a helmet cam I'm using my phone. If I decide to stick with this format, I may get another GoPro for the helmet cam. But anyway, let's go over some other things that I wanted to talk about real quick. First thing being, I just want to give you guys a range update. Currently, I'm at 40% battery and 96 miles on the odometer. Since the last battery charge, which was at 54 miles, that puts us at 42. So 96 minus 54 is 42, and that gives us 42 miles of range on this charge so far. And I plan on making another trip to Walmart tomorrow, so I'll get some more footage on that. I'll use the same format, see how you guys like it, and that'll be an 8-mile trip, which will put me at 50 miles on the dot, just about, for this charge. So that should put me at like 104. So I should have 104 miles on the odometer tomorrow, and I should be at, I'm guessing if I'm at 40% now, minus 12% is what it takes me to go 8 miles. I should be at 28%. Um, being at 28%, I could probably go, another 4 to 6 miles, without really cutting it too close. But if I went another, at 28%, if I went another trip to Walmart, let's say, um, that would push me down, and to around 16% battery. And I'm not trying to intentionally do that. So, assuming everything works out tomorrow like I think it will, I'll go ahead and officially mark that 50 miles, for range on the second battery charge. Just because I like to at least have enough battery to run to Walmart and back. That's a normal trip for me. I don't necessarily have to run to Walmart, but most of the trips I make are within that same range. So as long as I have that, and a tiny bit extra just in case is not a big deal. Um, but even if I had only 12% left before I start getting close to 20, I'll probably do it just to see how far I could get. But the truth is, I'm expecting to be at 28%, which I wouldn't really be comfortable, or like I said, intentionally doing it to go out and drop the battery to 16% on purpose. So I'll charge the battery tomorrow after making my ride to um, Walmart. Uh, as you can see, I got the split screen thing going on. I'm gonna adjust my cockpit, as you might can tell. I'm working on in the back. Um, I'm gonna readjust it. The GoPro on um, the dash cam, so to speak, or GoPro, keeps knocking into my my cell phone on my helmet cam. Eventually, I may go to a GoPro, but still, I don't want to tap it every time I'm looking down or something like that. So, I'm gonna lean that top bar forward, and I'm gonna reposition the rear view mirrors until I get it, maybe a new little style. So that way the camera will be more forward. I'm also gonna push it down so that it's pointing up at an angle as opposed to the way it's set up currently. So that should help. The camera will look the same as far as this goes, but I want to make sure that the phone has a good view of where I'm looking at, and that it stays like that, and doesn't point too much towards the ground. So, because the point is for the helmet cam to give you more of kind of what I'm seeing. The rest of it just kind of be like as going. I think it's a pretty cool video style, but you guys let me know what you think. Yeah. Next thing, I wanted to give you guys an update on the warped rotor issue that I was having with the Klima. So I like that video I showed on my last thing with the tire spinning, and you could hear the and which was rubbing the brake pad as it spun intermittently. And in the video and in person, even more clear, I would see the rotor move just slightly every time I would hear the rubbing. So I mean, to me, that meant that the rotor was warped. And so I put that video up. I did have a viewer, thanks for the information, but he let me know that the rotor might be seated improperly, and that I should take it off and sort of like reseat it. And I didn't. What I did was I checked the bolts to make sure they were super tight. None of them were even the slightest bit loose. And so I just really didn't want to take it all apart and assume that that was the case. So I went ahead and emailed Fluid Free Ride and told them that I thought the rotor was warped, and I sent them the video. And they did get back to me towards the end of the day today, which was good, because I sent that yesterday after doing that video. So, but that's fine. And I want to say on that note real quick, like, if you're dealing with fluid, if you guys deal with them or want to deal with them in the future, when you do deal with them, considering they have such a slow turnaround on their responses, you got to write a book. You got to put everything that you could think of, even consider like what they might ask you, and then put it in there. I didn't wait for them to ask me for a video. I didn't send them an email saying, "Hey, I got a warped rotor over here." I just said, "Hey, here's a video. I think the rotor's warped, so forth and so on," and give them as much information as you can, because that will increase your odds of getting to an answer quicker or a resolution. So, what's going on there? It's an interesting viewpoint. Just curious what's going on the camera. Looks kind of weird. Anyway, so it's sitting more forward than anything else. It looks like I'm seeing other stuff pop up there. Anyway, maybe that's the helmet cam. Oh, see, there it is. What could that be? Anyway, so I emailed Fluid Free Ride. They got back to me, and they said it didn't look like the rotor was warped to them. It looked like the caliper was misaligned, and I disagree. So that's fine. That they told me that, but when I was looking, I could see the rotor move, and that's not the caliper being misaligned. It wouldn't, in my opinion, it wouldn't make a sound like shook shook. It would more like be a constant sound, because it would be misaligned. The rotor was moving slightly, and so for me that meant it was warped, or possibly warped. So what I decided to do, to check for sure and prove my point, if so, was to take the rotor off of the wheel. I'd have to, of course, disassemble the whole thing, and like the other guy recommended, and reseat the rotor. But anyway, I took it off, and I laid it down on a flat surface, completely flat surface, and lo and behold, the rotor was not warped. So it was not a warped rotor. It was improperly seated, like you said, and so I just wiped everything down, the back of the rotor, or whatever that's going on, the motor, hub motor, where the rotor was going to be going down onto. I made sure that was free of any debris or anything like that. And then I reseated the rotor properly. I put the wheel back on, and I went ahead and put the caliper back on, got everything working, and the rubbing is gone. So the guy that told me that was a long time Nami owner. I believe he had a Bernie, and he said that was the solution. It happened after you ride it for a while for some reason. Hoping it doesn't keep happening. I've literally only been riding it a week or so. So I don't want to have to keep reseating the rotor every week or so. But hopefully that will solve the problem for a while. And if I run across it again, I will know what it is. So I did explain that. While I had it removed, I noticed a gash in the support for the caliper. It's not a big deal, but it wasn't. I didn't do that. I didn't have a way to do that. I was just reseating the rotor. So this was done with something harsh, and so it had a pretty deep little gash in there. And it also said like the rotors are supposed to be like 160 in the front and 140 in the back, but mine are 140. So I asked them. I replied to Fluid, and I told them it worked. And then I asked them about the stem creaking. I haven't got a chance. I guess it was the end of that video. Haven't got a chance to um, check on the creaking. I did tighten up one of the bolts, which someone recommended, and then I haven't got a real good chance. I rode this little ride, but wasn't really enough for me to tell. It was very short, so tomorrow when I go to Walmart and back, I'll have a better idea. Now, if you stuck around to this part in the video, I was going to update you guys on a few Black Friday updates that I noticed. I'll probably do another whole Black Friday video next week, going over everything that's going on, including some of the stuff. But this one I'm just going to update that's different from the last time. So I'm not going to go back over the other deals we've already talked about. But these are things that popped up that I thought were very interesting. And then we'll get out of here. So the InMotion RS has dropped to 3,700. That's awesome. I really like that scooter. If I were in the market right now for a scooter of this level, this would be very interesting to me. $36.99 is a pretty good deal for the RS. I've not seen the RS budge that I can remember. The RS Lite is a little bit better of a deal. I don't know. I didn't see the light up here. But anyway, so yeah, the RS is now $36.99, which is awesome. I think that's a spectacular deal. If the RS Lite is go check over here and see what they got. Okay, so they've got it dropped to 2,800. Not as good, but not bad. The Midnight is at 37. Okay, so that's 2,800, 3,700. That's the same. And then yellow's 3,700. So the RS Midnight is 2,800. So those are pretty good deals on the InMotion RS scooters. All right, next up is GoTrax. Noticed a few changes here since I looked last. Some really good deals. One is the GX0 is now $799. That's the cheapest I've ever seen that for sure. I've seen it at 800 and 900. I'm sorry, I've seen it at 899 and above. 999 are the two prices I've seen it at. So $799 is a good deal if you're interested in that scooter. It's for that price. I think it's a great deal. The GX1 is $10.99. I don't remember what that was last time, but that's a pretty good deal. And then this is $13.99. I thought it jumped to $14.99, but still not bad. So, but the big one here is a GX0 for $7.99 is a super deal, in my opinion. And then I know we went over this before, but I just don't recall the Apollo Pro being this low. So I know it was on sale, but I want to say I thought it was like $32.99 or something like that. So $31.49, I believe. I didn't go back and watch that old video, but I was just glancing and wanted to update you guys. If it's $31.49 in the old video, I missed it, but $31.49 seems like a pretty good deal for the Apollo Pro. I mean, almost $3,000. That's interesting. That's interesting. So I just want to update you guys on that one. And then finally, for the very last one, Roadrunner has dropped some prices on their scooters. The most notably being the RX-7 dropped into 3,800 or $37.99. So I've never seen it above. It says it's normally like $4,500. I've never seen it above $39.99. They did drop it to $38.99 regular price, or without Black Friday, and then for Black Friday looks like they're doing a $37.99, which is not bad. I know there's still some curiosity about the Luminor lights, But man, for $37.99, it almost seems worth it to take a chance, considering all the other stuff that comes along with the RX-7. Guys, if you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. And happy riding.